Hello, this is Malaya and welcome to All This Bliss. I have with me Ariye, who is a longtime friend of the community, the African Hebrew Israelite community in Dimona, Israel. And I thought that it would be a very good thing for him to speak. And this is someone that's not a member of the community, but his perspective as a friend of the community and how things are developing in the community. This is a personal account of some things that took place. Now, I'm not going to put words in your mouth. I just want your view on the community as it stands today.
Okay. My connection with the community goes back almost 3 decades. I know some of the leaders or those connected with the leadership. My impression at the time was very positive because I thought it's like a small community. I mean, okay, a few thousand is not so small, but
Right.
just like, how would you say, like a moshav.
Yes.
And it was very favorable. However, during the last 8 years, before I retired, I had noticed that there were some changes in the behavior and upbringing of some of the members of the community.
Now, what is it exactly that you noticed? Can you put it in words?
Okay, it's more a personal issue, but I noticed that a lot of the youth who are living in Tel Aviv were looking for advantages of improving their quality of life, not going into detail.
Right.
I mean,
They were searching.
They were searching how to not put their way of living in the village or what, but how to make things easier for them.
Right.
Now, a few weeks ago, on the last holiday of Pesach, I was invited by Avinatan's family to go and spend a day with them.
Okay.
So I accepted. It was the first time also that I've been to Dimona since my arrival.
Oh.
Since I've been in Israel.
All right.
So I seized the opportunity to go.
Okay, you were happy to go.
And yes, and it was a very, very enjoyable day. I mean, the family welcomed me, and we had it was an enjoyable atmosphere. Towards the end of the day, I asked, is it possible to go to the village? Because I mean, having some connection with the village, I mean with the community, I should say.
Right.
I wanted to see what it was like.
Yes.
At first, there was an objection to it. I asked why, because they didn't want to go into detail, but there was certain things that I noticed that they didn't want to get involved with the leader or the leadership for certain reasons. In the long run, they accepted my request, and we went to the village. As we entered the village, I was told by one of the members of the family that Ben Ami was sitting on the left side with his security guards or whoever.
So you had entered the compound or the
Yes.
village grounds, and Benami was sitting outside.
Yeah, that was what I was told.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't notice it because I was getting like a mini tour.
Yes.
And I was more concentrated on what was being told to me.
How many people were with you?
I think about 5 people.
Okay.
Around about 5 people.
Okay. And were these all members of the community?
Uh,
Were you the only guest?
I was the only guest.
Okay.
But they were the members of the community, whether living in the village village or out, but they were members.
Okay. Fine.
So I was told that they all of a sudden got up and disappeared.
Who is this?
Ben-Ami and his security guards or whoever was with them.
Okay.
With him. Okay, so we continued and everything was fine. And I was told exactly who was living here and who was living there and what was taking place here.
Uh-huh.
And I asked if the situation of the village as it is today was the same 3 decades ago, and they said yes. Nothing.
So what was your general idea of the village, how it looked, how the people acted, what was it like?
It was very strange because I was in a shock. I must say a culture shock.
What were you shocked about?
The state of the housing, and the way it was kept. I mean the gardens or whatever. I mean, and also that the people the people who were sitting out or following us, they had a very, very sad look on them.
Now, what do you mean when you say following you? What is?
Okay, part of the mini tour, the tour of the village.
Okay.
There was someone following us, and one of Abinatan's brothers turned around and said, "Why are you following us?" And he answered him in a way now I just cannot remember exactly I can't quote exactly, but he was a little bit angry why we were being followed. Okay, we carried on with the tour, and we got to a point where the person giving me the explanation was saying where he lived with his family, and then all of a sudden there was a bit of a noise, and I turned around, and to my shock, there were 2 policemen and a few guards behind us, and I was saying, "What's happening here? What's going on?"
So there were policemen and now the guards. These were security people from the community.
Yes, no. I mean, they weren't in uniform.
They weren't Israelis.
No. They were
Okay.
part of the community.
So they appeared with police.
Yes, and then there was one person who sort of came on my right side and pointed to the person who was giving me the tour. He was pointing to his right, if I remember correctly, his right pocket and pointing to it. And then one of the policemen came and looked in the pocket and pulled out a small knife. Then I said to myself, what is this? What is this? It all started off as in a nice, friendly atmosphere,
right.
Joyful atmosphere, and it's ending up like with the police. And they took him away up to the entrance of the village. There were 2 police vans there. They started searching him further, and then they took him away.
So they disappeared from out of nowhere, but was there any explanation as to why?
No explanation whatsoever. No explanation. They just took him away, and to the objection of the family members. And I even asked one of the policemen at the entrance, what's going on here? It was just friends
right.
showing me around. They gave me some answer which it's not acceptable, but you can't fight the system sometimes.
Yes.
But and that was the. But on the whole, I got a very, very negative impression. Because I can see that the community is not functioning as it should, because the people that are leaving the community, Dimona, and trying to improve their lives outside of the community. I mean, not outside the community, outside of Dimona, and going to Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, or whatever. They're finding it very, very difficult to get adjusted to civilization, the real world, because the real world is not what is actually going on in the community.
It's a closed community.
A closed community. And I've heard from other members of the community also that they have experienced many, many bad things. And I would like to take this opportunity of appealing to whoever is listening and watching this, that there has to be a change. Otherwise the youth, the coming youth, not in this generation, in further generations, will suffer. There has to be a change, and people have to come out and try and do this. Because if you don't change, if you don't do any changes, things will only get worse, and no future for those for this generation and coming generations.
Well, I thank you for your explanation and having the courage to come forth and make a public statement, because this is a problem. There is a general sense of paranoia in the community and fear. The whole doctrine and the whole attitude and approach to anything in the community is basically fear-based. Fear to speak out, fear for change, fear for strangers, fear of the world, fear of everything is fear-based. So, but
once they get the courage to do this, they will feel better, and they will see that changes can be done even in the community to benefit everyone.
Yes, yes, it is possible. So again, I want to thank you.
You're welcome.
And again, for those in the community that may or may not even be aware that this has happened, this is the basic perspective of those from outside of the community, and it's not a good impression that is being made. There is too much secrecy. And why is it? You know, there's no need for secrecy. If you are doing everything above board and everything is fine and everything is divine and holy, then there's no need for the secrecy and the fear. People just walking through the community to be arrested on sight. What was that all about? You're welcome to come forth and give your side of the story.
It reminds, I mean, the whole system seems to be under a leader who, in my mind, or in my opinion, is like a dictator. Which is very, very unhealthy.
Okay, well, it's people like you that, as I said, that have the courage to come forth that help affect change. So
hopefully there will be a change in the future.
Okay. Thanks again, Ariye.
You're welcome.
Okay. And that's it for now. I want to thank you, and don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. And everybody, we love you.